Hello, and in this video we're going to look at how to include complex grammar for grammatical range and accuracy. It's a very short video. We're not going to look at lots of grammar. It's just some ideas for some sentences to include in your Part 2 topic. The present perfect is a tense that IELTS examiners love to hear because not many candidates use it and use it correctly. So, for example, at the start, instead of saying, I'm going to talk about, you could use, I've decided to talk about. I've decided to talk about. And at the end of your 2-minute talk, I hope I've covered everything. To cover means to include, to go over all the bullet points. I hope I've covered everything. So you've got a present perfect at the start and one at the finish. And the IELTS examiners will like that. IELTS examiners love to hear continuous tenses because native speakers use them all the time, but non-native speakers don't often use them. And it's not because they don't know them, it's because often in your language you maybe don't use continuous tenses. In English, we do. If you forget what you're saying, or if you just want to include this phrase to impress the IELTS examiner. Oh, what was I saying? Oh yes, that was it. So you're talking about something and then you think, I need to go back to what I was talking about. Oh, what was I saying? Oh yes, that was it. A great example there of the past continuous. Present perfect continuous. Candidates who use present perfect continuous are the ones who are getting Band 7 plus. So when you're introducing your topic, I've been trying to remember, I've been trying to think about, I've been trying to remember a time when I was stuck in a traffic jam, I've been trying to remember the last book I read. Another phrase, and this not only uses complex grammar, the present perfect continuous, but also some really great language. To rack your brains, to think very hard about something. I've been racking my brains to remember when it was. I've been racking my brains to think of how I felt. I've been racking my brains. I've been thinking very hard. The second conditional is a good one, and when candidates use the second conditional, it makes them sound more like 7+ IELTS candidates. If you are giving more detail about the topic, if I had more time, I would go into it in more detail, but basically. So if it's describe a person, describe a holiday, describe a place, if I had more time, I would go into it in more detail, but basically. So then you're just going to have the most important points because you only have 2 minutes and you don't have time to go into it in more detail. So there are just a few examples of how we can use some more complex grammar in your Part 2 answer.